Okay, let's look at some weaving, shall we? Now, I'm in a weird spot. So bear with me as I move all the things around and we'll see. We'll see how this goes, friends. Okay, move this back. Let me move this over. I have a whole little desk that all my stuff is on. You would think with a whole desk, I would remember to put the clapperboard up. You would have thought, maybe. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Can you kind of see that? Kind of, not really. Let me see. Okay, wait, still adjusting. Thank you for your patience. Whoa, okay. I can do hard things. Here we go. Maybe? It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Sheesh. Okay. Can you kind of see? Oh, yeah, you can see that now. Okay, good. Okay, hey, we made it. Okay, so let me tell you about this project. New project. Last week, we cut off the inlay project, which was very fun. I am still tweaking that to get to its final state. You'll see more about that in just a moment. I mean, not today, but later. So I needed a project to come next. And when I asked all you lovely people last week what you'd like to see next, the majority response was you want to see some Overshot. Okay, I like Overshot. I do Overshot on occasion. So diving into Overshot. Now, here's the other thing you should know about as we set up this project, is that in our online Weavers Guild, there's a quarterly challenge that I set. And typically it is a challenge. I think what would be helpful for me, and then by kind of proxy, what would be helping all of you. So the quarterly challenge for this quarter is to think small, and whatever that means to you. You can interpret it however you want. But in the guild, then everyone is the project is due in June for everyone who's participating, and it's been very cool. I think the quarterly challenge part of the Online Weavers Guild has been really a treat because it gives people a little bit of structure if you need a place to start. You know how sometimes it goes like where you're looking at a blank page, it's too much. You're like, I don't know what to do with this. So sometimes it helps if you have someone be like, hey, I'm going to put this on your blank page and this will get you started. Like that just can help. So that is the scene, friends. Overshot and think small. Let me start with the Overshot. So I got this fabulous book, turn it around, from my girl Carol. She was selling it and I was like, yes, I've always wanted this book for a very, very, very long time. And so tickled to get it. So I sat down, started thumbing through all of the Overshot patterns, and they're delightful. There's like 30 of them that I want to do. But the one that I settled on was this guy here. If you have this book, by the way, it is on page 179. Look at this, like it's kind of like lopsided and loopy. Look at that. How cute is that? I just think it is freaking adorable. It's just like it's a little like wobbly. That's the best word I think for it. So this is the pattern that I'm going to do for our Overshot project that's going on the loom right now. Now, that's one piece of the puzzle, is the Overshot piece. The second piece has to be think small. Now, you have met me, right? I don't typically work in very fine yarns because I think they're just not my favorite. That's what I'll say. They're just not my favorite. However, I have plenty of small yarns. I just don't use them a lot. So this becomes part of my challenge, is that it's a good thing to stretch yourself and go outside of your comfort zone. So I'm going to try to lead by example. And I picked 2 colors of an 8-2-10 cell. Now you may be thinking, Chris, 8-2-10 cell is not even that small. For me, friends, it is. It's, believe me, it is. So here are the colors that I'm working with. It's a crazy vivid, it's 10 cell. So the shine is out of this world. It's so pretty. It's this bright orange kind of color. Then look at this dude with it. It's like a plum kind of wine color. They're kind of fall-ish, but I do not care. I think they're very beautiful. And I found them, they're both marked clearly, and they were both the same size and the same fiber. So I'm like, that seems like a sign to use them together. So these are the 2 colors. So what I decided to do is just the yarns will be small, and I'm also, the whole project is 12 inches wide. It's just narrow, mostly for my sanity, by the way, because it's set then at 20 ends per inch, which again, some would argue is not that small, but it's all relative. It's all relative, friends. For me, yeah, that's small. I am usually somewhere between 8 and 12 ends per inch when I use my beloved 8.4 cotton. So for me to go 20 ends per inch, it's tiny. It's tiny. So here's where I am. I have wound everything on. I have slayed the reed. By the way, just as a little, if you're brand new, welcome. But I dress my loom from front to back. So that means that when it comes off the warping board, my next step is to slay the reed. So my reed, can you see it in there? My reed is already slayed. All of the warp yarns are through the dents. I have them in the spacing and the width that I want for my project. So I am at kind of step 3 in the process, which is to get each of those yarns into one of the heddles on one of the shafts. So that's where we are. Now, what's been tricky about this project is that I set it up so that, I think you can see it. So I've got solid kind of that like wine purpley color on this side and solid orange on here, but then it alternates throughout the whole middle section. It just makes smoke come out of my ears. That's what's happened here. This whole alternating colors in the middle has just been, yeah, because I'm trying to follow along the threading for the overshot pattern that is not real straightforward. I mean, there is a certain rhythm to it, but there's many yarns before you repeat again. So I'm trying to pay attention to that while also being like, wait, did I just do an orange or do I just do a purple? Like I'm it's been a mess. So I got myself to the point where I am in the all orange section at the end, which will make it much easier for me to actually talk to you and explain what I'm doing versus trying to multitask all the things. At the end of the day, I'm not a good multitasker. So I have to really think about what part can I do and actually be even remotely entertaining at the same time. That's usually what I'm looking for. Here we go, friends. First of all, here's what you should know. I am sitting at the back of the loom. I am on a stool that's low, like squat height. I don't think that's official, but you know what I mean. This is not a standard height. Well, it's my, can you see it? Let me see if I can, it's my little weaving bench. It drops down. So you can adjust the height of the weaving bench. So I take it all the way down, and that puts me at the right height so that as I'm sitting behind the loom doing all the things, I am not hunched over. I can still sit tall. I have a light up above, and I'll be honest, even when I'm not doing any kind of video, I will take my ring light and I'll bring it over and shoot it straight in there so I can see. I don't know about you, but seeing darker colors especially are really tricky. So I get the setup so that I have, it's like you're in an interrogation room. Where were you on the night of that? Like I get it really bright, so it just helps being able to see things and work more efficiently. Here's the other thing to know is that as you sit at the back of the loom, everything's a little bit backwards. Not even a little bit backwards. It is backwards. So as I'm looking at my book like this is the way it's printed, right? I will actually spin the whole thing around so that as I'm threading this really, really tiny draft, as I'm threading this, then it looks the way as like I'm oriented correctly, if that makes sense. So that was a very, very long setup. Let's actually thread some warp yarns, shall we? Okay, so in this particular threading, but did I mention it was small. In this threading, what's interesting is that you have like little touches of a straight draw where it's just, glare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, 3, 2, 1, the other way around. So there's little bits of that in between this little jaggedy kind of section like that. So I made sure that for me talking to you right now that we're just going to do a little kind of a straight draw just so that I can do more than one thing at once. Okay, so I like to always keep my warp yarns in some kind of bunch that makes sense. And sometimes it makes sense to have it per inch. And sometimes it makes sense, depending on the pattern, to have a different number in a bundle. So mine is, in this case, I think I actually did it per inch because the repeat's like 39 or something like that. It's a very strange number, but that helps, I think, as you're going, because then you can double check your work as you go to make sure you've got. Anyways, here we go. All right, so let me see if I can remember where I am. All right, I ended here. That means, okay, I got it. Here we go. So One of the little tricks I will give you is that as you are, I have multiple yarns in each of the dents of my reed. I've got either 2 or 3 in each dent. So sometimes that can be tricky. It's easy to twist them around together. So I actually will, whatever my bunch is here, I will actually just give it a tug, and that'll straighten things out, and you can see a little more clearly which yarn is moving through which space. Just a little FYI. Okay, so there we go. Let's see, I ended here. Oh, here we go. Again, you're sitting at the back. So shaft number 1 is the one farthest away from you. Just as an orientation, we'll come through like this. There's 1. They're tiny. Did I mention that? I'm such a baby about small yarns. They're tiny. All right. I think it's going to give it a really nice hand when it's done, though. So it's so it'll be worth it. How's that? I'm going to convince myself it's going to be worth it, friends. Here's what I do know is that if I show up to the June online Weavers Guild meeting and I don't have a challenge project, Kathy Russ will never let me hear the end of it. I mean, in the best way possible. We love Kathy. But she's always like, Chris, you should do the challenge too. Okay. All right. I'll do the challenge too. Yes. All right. So this is how it goes. Over and over and over again. I like to kind of keep my ends together. I tend to be a little bit of a spaz when it comes to, I don't want to waste any inches of my yarn. So I always try to keep my ends as close together as possible. So that's 1. I got, wait, did I do that right? Let's not mess everything up here on Live at the Loom. No, I just did that wrong. Okay. You know what? How about this? I'm going to pause here. You see how it goes. I'm going to fix that later. So instead, as you've just seen all the things, let me pop in and see let me get some comments from you, because that, I think I just did all that backwards. Yes, I promise I do know what I'm talking about. I promise. I actually do. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, friends. So, questions, comments, what you got? Oh, sweet. Lori says you can join the Acton Creative Weaving Guild versus Patreon. Yes. I know. Big love to the founders. That's very true. See, Trish is the best. 100% of the Dress Your Loom course will help you so much and get you to try new things. Yay. All right. Okay, tell me, is anyone here working on a little tencel or a little overshot? Either way. Mm-hmm. Jim said that Basel is a major international art show. Wow, Northern Switzerland bordering France and Germany. That's amazing. Gemma, that's incredible. Congrats, my friend. I love that. She said, and Living Museum is an international movement for people with disabilities. That's perfect. Wow. Oh, hi, Debbie Fox. The book name in the chat. I don't know if someone got that. Yeah, Bertha Gray Hayes is that's the author. That's the name. And it's just called Weaving Designs. You can do a little screenshot if you like. Weaving Designs by Bertha Gray Hayes. It's so stinking cute. Like, there's all of her. She has these little cards that she made with all these miniatures, which of course you can blow up to whatever size you want. But it's a very sweet little book. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Lori. Lori was all over it. She's like, yeah, yeah, I got it. Thank you for being my most important teacher in the last 2 years. Wow. As I've purchased a loom and I'm learning to weave. Wow. That's amazing. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Sherry says, I have a scarf from my wolf pup, the same colors you're working on. What? It is a twill using Tencel. Love your color choice. It confirms mine. Sherry, we're right there. We're right there in sync. You and I. I'm not surprised. Not surprised one bit. Ruth, when I'm threading, is one of those positions you need stretchy pants for. Yes. Amen, sister. Yeah. Sue Ann says, when I am threading, I have to write out the sequence with colors and shafts and tape it onto my castle. I have a little wonder clip I move along the way. Aren't you smart? You guys are very wise. There's so many years of experience in this room right now. Yep. Connie says, all about the lights. You have to. Yes. Love that. Let's see. Gemma says, I weave it. Nice. Then I can read it better so I can zoom into the threading or track my, you know what? That's really what I need to do. You guys have great ideas. I need to blow the sucker up. It's tiny. It's tiny. Ooh, Naomi, you're going to open up a back. What is it? What is it? You're going to open up a bag of worms. What is it? A box of worms? A can of worms. That's it. I knew I'd get there. I'll open up a can of worms right here. Textile versus metal, the old style, twisted flat. I know, right? Do you know what? Do I have a preference? My two looms have metal pedals on them. They're the I don't think they're considered an inserted eye. I think they're just the metal, the angled. I like them, but I've worked on a loom with TechSolve, and I don't mind that either. I think they both have benefits, pros and cons, right? I think the TechSolve is very lightweight, but may not slide as well, if that can be important. They're also quiet, versus the metal are going to slide very easily, and I don't mind the noise, but they're going to be heavier and louder. So I think it's all a personal preference. And I know people have talked about how some looms need one versus the other, which is interesting. So yeah, good question. Oh, you didn't, Priscilla, because I don't know. Does that make you guys completely crazy? I basically just put on some yardage. I don't know what's going to be. How about this? When it's all done, I'll put it up, and if you guys want to make something with it, I'll send it to one of you. How's that? How's that? That seems fair, right? I will, yeah. Ooh, Debbie asked, will the Dress Your Loom class teach front to back or back to front? It'll teach front to back. That is the method that I excel at. Yeah. Is there a way to get all 6 sessions at once so it doesn't take 6 weeks? No, it's not the way it's set up right now. It's set up so that you can actually have time to do each section. So that's why we spread it out. Yes. Sue Ann says, I obsessively check and recheck my threading by sections. And then once again, the whole thing at the end. I hate finding an error after tying on, starting to weave. I understand that. Yes. For sure. Okay. Connie says, I have a threading question. I was taught to thread the heddles from the left and understand that most of you thread from the right. I thread from the middle. Well, on this loom I do, because I got the little clips in place right there and I work around them. But for my, like a table loom, I just do pick a side and go from there. Yeah. Right. Let's see. Tim says, I am spinning for an Overshot project. Nice. Oh, so you're doing Overshot too. Look at that. I love that. Okay, friends. Naomi says, at some point I'll be weaving an Overshot coverlet for American Girl dolls for my housemate. Wow. Look at you. I love this. Okay, friends, we should finish strong here. Okay. Kim says Chris is chaos weaving. Priscilla says causes me all the stress. Priscilla, we'll discuss. We'll discuss, darling. Oh, I love that. Okay. Wait, what was this question? You unclasp the shafts? Unclasp the shafts. I do while threading and then just fasten them back on. Do you know what? As a rule, I don't. You could. You absolutely could. I don't think, I mean, they're not going to fall out immediately, but yeah. That's a good, yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah, you could just like take the little rods out of the little clip and go from there. Okay, friends, man, I am running long. Look at us. It's been a whole day, isn't it? Okay, friends. All right. What else do we have to talk about?